Typically, if you look at in your own company, in your own department, organizations, all these documents are either done through the Word document, Excel document, shared drives, SharePoint, Google Drive, OneDrive, and different databases. As you can see, the Kappa, quality, SEO change, ERP, and so on. So it is, as we say, it's rightly said, it's like a spaghetti. So it's very, very familiar to any of you if you look through a microscope into your own organizations. Go to the next line. So the question is that how do you bring all these processes and tools together? There is a huge islands of information in terms of project schedule, design specs and criteria, manufacturing information, visualization files, your costing spreadsheet, your CAD files, revision 1, revision 2, A, B, C, and whatever the scheme you have. It takes too much of effort to find these islands of information. So the next question is, next slide, please. The question is, how do you bring this data that is scattered around all these places, and how do you bring these processes, a one global process, consistent process, and potentially automate some of these processes, and people who are working in different departments or organizations, from sales to design engineering, the manufacturing and purchasing and so on. How do you bring this all data, process, and people together? Next slide. So the answer is a right-size PDM. So if you utilize use and deploy a right-size PDM, you can benefit these three things. Number one, increase efficiency by over 20%. This is the efficiency is increasing by 20% by reclaiming this non-value added time in searching and finding this data. I will go through that in a little bit detail later. Second, increase productivity via a user intuitive interface. With the integrated Active Workspace, with a Teamcenter managed CAD environment, with all the documents related to design specs documents, to the spreadsheet, whatnot, whatever, anything to do with for that product development or designing that product is managed through an environment where you don't need to search around. It's a contextual based, and there will be a significant increase in productivity. Number three, accelerate return on investment. If you deploy in an environment like Rapid Start, which is a right-size PDM, which will comes with a very configured workflows and processes, you can deploy this Active Workspace on a Rapid Start, up and running in from 3 to 5 weeks, and you can quickly realize that return on your investment. Next slide. So a question is that how are you managing your data? So Aberdeen Group, which is a research firm, they have done the research and conducted the survey. According to them, the 72% of the data is managed through these file servers. We saw that spaghetti image before. And 43% are in local desktop or no formal data management. And 34% are using a single integrated PDM or a PLM system, while 33% have multiple PDM and PLM systems. So if you go to the next slide, the IHS, another research firm, has found that the 13% of data has been increasing since 2002. As the data, and considering all these smart products and smart systems, the collection of data is increasing. As the data is streaming and collection is increasing with the Internet of Things, IoT, or Industry 4.0, the data is going to be overwhelming. The McKinsey, their research found that an average employee spends around 1.8 hours per day, roughly around 9.3 hours per week. So you can look at your own day-to-day life. You will be searching always some data. So particularly in the design, engineering, or product innovation, where you want to streamline your design process or CAD design and CAD data management, the searching or finding the wrong data and working on it will be a costly affair. So what does that mean in searching of the data? There's a huge waste of time and money. If you go to the next slide, if you take this equation here, how much valuable engineering time has been wasted? So if you translate that into, if you look at on the left side of the equation here, there are 5 full FTE worth of effort is required in order to do a typical design engineering process. And as we shown earlier, there is a nearly 1.8 hours data spent per day. So if you translate that wasted time and having a right-sized PDM or a PLM system, you could essentially save on one head count, as you can see on the right-hand side. You can apply that head count for your engineering or any other product innovation activities that will help and bring your products faster and better to the market. Next slide. So as you can see that the change is inevitable with the customers demanding for new products, better product, with the more mechanic. If you look at your automotive cars, now there is a huge amount of from earlier it was all mechanical, more mechanical, next into electronics, now into software. So more and more complex hardware, software, and electronics coming into the vehicle, and any change could impact to all those things, whether in some instructions, simulations, material specs, or software, whatnot. So change is very inevitable. And to manage this change, considering the demand from the market for new products and solutions, smart products, the change is going to increase further. So go to the next slide. So here is one specific example. Here is one of for the customer, a mold manufacturer in Ohio. They have around 12 NX designers and 8 CATIA designers. They manufacturing these molds for the automotive tier 1 and OEMs. So they were managing all their data on their shared drives and local disks. And every time they communicated with their system, with the colleagues by talking over the phone or chatting over the hallway, so the meetings. So there was during this collaboration, one time they manufactured using the wrong revision of the file and built this mold and delivered to the customer. It wasn't caught, and customer looked at it. It was a very small fillet change and couldn't be noticed. And the multiple hundreds of thousands of parts have been punched out of this mold, and then during the inspection all failed. That's where the shit hit the fan, and the impact was rework, loss of money, loss of time, and loss of credibility. And that's the time there's a wake up call, and we received the call. We were able to go there and do the discovery analysis and able to identify the Teamcenter Rapid Start solution would solve that problem. And we implemented that solution. Since then, there won't be any a usage of the wrong revision, because we have put an automated process of any change management would obsolete the previous revision and keep the latest working revision as the going forward revision to work with. Hence, this problem is eliminated. Next slide. So the Teamcenter as the rapid start, one can start with. It has got all kinds of applications. As you can see, we can classify them into 3 tiers. the tier 1, as it is put in the red box there, this is a start. You can start with the design management, document management, BOM management, and automate your engineering process. We can have any of your engineering process. We can design a workflow and a change management process around it that will automate your pretty much all the processes, whether it is the releasing the drawing or design change or impact. You can evaluate all those things put into this process that will deliver a consistent engineering change management and delivery process, release mechanism. So as you go through that tier, then you could expand or extend to the other solutions like requirements management, system engineering driven product design, for example, the service BOM, service management, the manufacturing BOM, then the supplier collaboration or supplier integration. And later you can transform at the lower tier to, by applying quality, cost and product costing, the sustainability, the MRO, and the integration with your end-to-end from your CRM to design development to the PLM, PDM to the ERP. The end-to-end system integration can be extended with all the frameworks that's available on the Teamcenter system. Next one. So basically, we have a demo which we'll do it later. We can skip this. So typically, the accessing the data. So there are 4 levels here: in accessing the data, leveraging workflow, CAD integration, and reports and compliance. In terms of the accessing the data, the Teamcenter has this interface called Active Workspace. Some of you may be already familiar with it. If you look at this interface on the right-hand side, it is accessible through any web browser. Either it could be your Internet Explorer or any browser, or you can use your Android or iOS mobile devices. So it has got a Windows look and feel. As you can see on the right hand side is a tiles concept. You can create your own tiles on it, or you can pin it down. If you're working on a particular assembly, you can search it and mark it as a pin it to my home. It will pin that as a star. As you can see on the home, you can come up there, or you can favorite. You can make that as a favorite, and you can mark it there. And the search engine is very strong. It's similar to Google. You can search by part name, part number, or any search. Then as you search, you will see the results on the right hand side. As you can see on the top section here, you can see all that particular assembly. If it is an assembly, it shows all its children with its thumbnail image, with item ID, item description, and whether it's released or not. On the right hand side, you can see the graphical display of those parts classified, separated or segregated by the part class, classification, or manufacturing, whether it's a purchased, molded, or manufacturer, or whatever the mechanism. You can see all of those can be configured. Then you can drill down further each one of them. Next slide. So as we talked about, and as you find a particular part, you can see it's got its own embedded viewer on the right hand side. We will show you in a minute. Then you can see its visualization. If it is it's a CAD part, if it's a corresponding JT, you can look at that. You can do operations on that JT file, pan, zoom, rotate. You can cut sections, you can measure, you can get the properties of the surface or hole, whatnot. If it's a drawing, it can see the drawing as you can see on the screen here. If it is a Word document, it shows a Word document. It's tightly integrated with Microsoft Windows, Microsoft Plot solution, and you can edit, and it's managed through that as well. A powerful interface, streamlined searching, and powerful visualization tools. Next slide. So it's very fast and efficient. In terms of the workflows, you can configure the workflow. It comes with many workflows. It's very easy to it doesn't easy to configure these workflows. You don't need a ITK coding or a developer to develop those things. It's a workflow designer. You can drag and drop as it can blocks, and it will automatically create that for you, and you can save it. So, and then when anything changes needs to happen, in either it's a revising a change request coming from your salesperson, that design engineers look at it, look at that work change, make a markup on that change on the drawing or on the part or 3D part or a document, whatever it is, mark that and then submit, pick a right workflow for that your company to automate that process, and it will trigger a workflow. It goes from one to another person, automatically it triggers, and they can see in their inbox. Very easy, intuitive workflow. You can look at a table view or a graphical view. You can see where that at any given point of time where that item in the workflow. Very easy and simple. As you said, it's a very consistent managed process. So in terms of the CAD integration, as we talked about, the Teamcenter provides a multi-CAD data management environment, whether it is a AutoCAD or an Inventor, or it is a Pro Create 3.0 or a Solid Edge, SolidWorks, NX, or CATIA, or any CAD integration, even for that matter, if it is a Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop, or a Word documents or Excel documents, all those things are managed through an environment. What does it mean? That it's governed by that. It will know it is there. You can find that part and you can check it out. You can modify that and submit to the workflow. And if it is any dependencies for that assembly or the parts, you can search where used. And if there are dependency with respect to part to the drawings or any documents or any impact assessment, one can do and then launch. Automatically it will tell you intelligent way, hey, you need to update this and this and this. It will guide you through this process. So hence there's no question about forgetting something. As I was saying, that part of the workflow, you can obsolete the previous revision, or you can reuse some of the components. Reusability, you can classify them and reuse them. Very highly integrated CAD environment. So the reports and compliance, it's report and analytics. There are lots of reports are configured and available with the rapid start. You can do your audit your workflows, audit your any of your activities, and also generate any BOM reports or properties and different reports that are available. It will provide you on the screen. You can look at them, you can export them, you can print it, use it for your design review process or audit review process. All these best practices are pre-configured and available. So in a nutshell, I call it as a 4F. The Teamcenter is a right-sized PDM to fit your needs today and in the future. The 4F is a fully featured, support your entire product development or new product introduction to delivery, and it's a flexible. You can add the different modules and fit your business process, and it can forward, meaning it can grow as you need, from starting from simple as we walk through the 3 tiers to integration with the ERPs or integration with the IoT MindSphere or any other IoT platforms. And it's fast. It is very quick and easy to deploy the rapid start. It's 3 to 5 weeks you can up and running in that system. So the benefits and the value, as we went through that, it improves the efficiency because you save time. It's a contextual search, contextual information available to you. It streamlines and automates everyday process and tasks through the workflows and the change management process. It will reduce the overall operation cost because and improve the productivity because it's all managed through one system, managed through the contextual data and the dependencies and documents, etc., workflows and processes. It's a creates consistency and compliance. That way, you have a same repeatable quality you can achieve. And it secures the data, not sitting into proper individual boxes or silos. It is a one single source of truth and in one location. It also aligns with, as this is a system has been tested and proven from small companies to the large companies. So it has a best practices have been implemented in the workflows in the pre-configured solutions and processes. Hence, you get the best of the best practices that being utilized and deployed in top companies, whether automotive, aerospace, or whatnot.
Okay, so next up, I'm going to show a brief AVI on change management with Active Workspace in the Teamcenter environment.
Active Workspace makes it easy for them to perform their tasks. Ed, who is in customer support, has received a number of complaints from customers who are reporting incidents of breaking off screws and damaging their workpieces. In an effort to determine the root cause, he wants to see what precautions are called out in the user guide for the DM22 cordless drill driver. As he reviews the user guide, he believes that adding emphasis to the last sentence in the torque adjustment section will help enforce the importance of properly adjusting the torque and reduce the number of incidents. Ed turns on the markup capability to highlight the torque adjustment section and adds his comment asking that the technical publications team consider adding emphasis to the importance of adjusting the torque. To get the technical publications team to review his recommended changes, he creates a problem report for the user guide. Active Workspace automatically assigns a problem report number, attaches the document to the problem report, and prompts Ed to complete the information required to submit the problem report. With just a few clicks, Ed has created a problem report and submitted it to the problem report workflow process for approval. Kurt is responsible for reviewing problem reports and properly dispositioning them as engineering change requests when appropriate. Kurt logs into Active Workspace in the morning and checks to see if there are any new approved problem reports that need to be reviewed and sees that the problem report that Ed submitted was approved. In Active Workspace, he can quickly see all relevant information associated with the problem report, including the user guide that is affected. Kurt opens the user guide to review the problem that Ed reported. Without installing any applications or plugins, he can quickly see Ed's comment and the section of the user guide that Ed's concerned about. Satisfied with Ed's explanation, Kurt derives engineering change request from the problem report. Again, with just a few simple clicks, Active Workspace automatically assigns an engineering change request number, links in the problem report with the engineering change request, and prompts Kurt to complete the information required to submit the engineering change request. Mary is a change analyst. Her role is to review engineering change requests and determine whether or not the proposed change may impact any additional items and to derive engineering change notices for any engineering change requests that are to be executed to inform the responsible party, like the technical publications team, to implement the change. She notice from it. As we've seen before, Active Workspace makes it very easy and intuitive for every user to complete their task. Later in the day, Mary sees that the engineering change notice's maturity has been updated to complete, and its closure status is now closed. Looking through the Affected Items tab, Mary now sees that a revised document has been attached to the engineering change notice as the solution item. She opens the user guide to review the change that has been made and sees that the section now ends with a bold and italicized sentence to emphasize the importance of proper torque adjustment. As you can see, Active Workspace provides Ed, Kurt, and Mary with an intuitive user experience throughout the engineering change management process and allows them to quickly and easily complete their tasks.
So that's a little bit on change management, and everything you saw is through the Active Workspace interface. Next, I'm going to show how the CAD integration works within the Active Workspace environment, and this specific example will show you NX.
Want a better system to find, share, and reuse your NX data? Active Workspace provides NX users an intuitive user experience that delivers direct access to the breadth of powerful product lifecycle management capabilities in Teamcenter. You have seamless access to Teamcenter, so all the rich information in PLM is immediately available. For example, you can find what you need, participate in change processes and workflows, reuse parts and components, and see how designs are tied to requirements. Let's take a closer look. Hi, my name is Ed, and I'm an engineer using NX. For the first time, I can participate in my company's engineering change process without having to leave my NX session. Active Workspace not only gives me secure and controlled access to my company's NX data, but I also have access to the ECN and all the relevant information necessary to fully understand my task. In just a few clicks, I can easily review the ECN details, the affected parts, and a non-CAD data that provides supporting information on the change. I can even review the details on the overall status of the ECN process. Active Workspace makes it straightforward to locate the exact parts I need to work on.
Okay, so that was a little bit on the NX. Next up, I'm going to show a little bit on the CATIA integration.
Do you want a better system to find, share, and reuse your CATIA data? Active Workspace provides CATIA users an intuitive user experience that delivers direct access to the breadth of powerful product lifecycle management capabilities in Teamcenter. You have seamless access to Teamcenter, so all the rich information in PLM is immediately available. For example, you can find what you need, participate in change processes and workflows, reuse parts and components, and see how designs are tied to requirements. Let's take a closer look. Hi, my name is Mike, and I'm an engineer using CATIA. For the first time, I can participate in my company's engineering change process without having to leave my CATIA session. Active Workspace not only gives me secure and controlled access to my company's CATIA data, but I also have access to the ECN and all the relevant information necessary to fully understand my task. In just a few clicks, I can easily review the ECN details, CAD data that provides supporting information on the change. I can even review the details on the overall status of the ECN process. Active Workspace makes it straightforward to locate the exact parts I need to work on. Once I've completed my work, it's simple to store my data in Teamcenter and complete my task. Whether your business uses one CAD system or several, Teamcenter also supports company-wide collaboration with AutoCAD, Creo, Inventor, NX, Solid Edge, and SolidWorks, both for CAD and non-CAD users. Let Teamcenter help you take control of your CATIA data and improve your bottom line.